So good morning. I'm Elizabeth Bukor. Thank you for joining us and on today's masterclass, which is high. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I can't wait for you to meet today's speaker. I'm Elizabeth Bukor. I am a financial coach and the founder of Wealth from Little, where I help female entrepreneurs and professionals change the way they think about money so that they can start building wealth. And today I have the amazing Joanne Muturi. She is a dear friend and she is also a life purpose and business mentor. She's a life purpose coach and business mentor, and she has a unique gift for helping people identify their purpose and helping them strategically position it so that they can turn it into a profitable business. In these times that we are in, where there's so much noise about inflation, and it's not just noise, you can see it. You can see the inflation in the shops, right? There is a lot of prices are going up. There's the cost of living crisis that, as we phrase it here in the UK, in other parts of the world, is just getting expensive, right? Life, just living the basic lifestyle that we've lived for, in the past, is just getting more expensive. And taxes are also going up, right? But so in these times, many people are encouraging people to cut back, to shrink, to constrict, to see what you can do without. And there is a space for that, because there are some things that maybe sometimes less is more. But at the same time, as you may be deciding, oh, I actually don't need this, I can let go of that. There are also things that God has put inside of us that we can increase, we can use, we can cause to flourish, right? Now, in the Bible lets us know in Deuteronomy 8:18 that He has given us the power to create wealth. And if you have seen any of the emails about this course, I have been sharing that passage over and over and over again. But that power is not just given to you in like straight from, in forms of like a bag of cash. It's given to you through ideas, through relationships, through networks, through thoughts, through talents and gifts. It's through an idea that I had in my mind that turned into this platform where we are all joining today, right? It's an idea someone had in their mind that turned into the Apple phone. So God has given us the ideas, the gifts, the talents, the network, the friends, the customers, the clients, the everything that we need to create wealth. But what stops us sometimes is maybe insecurities or lack of knowledge or self-doubt or fears around multiple things. And so today I have brought on Joanne Muturi to help us, because in this time, I really want you and me and all of us to increase. It's not a time, opportunities like this where there is a lot of economical shrinking. There is also an opportunity for huge wealth transfer, but it's only going to transfer to those who are positioning themselves to receive it and who want to receive it at the same time. So I'm going to bring out Joanne, who's going to talk to us about how we can turn our purpose into profit. Oh, so welcome, Dorothy. Welcome, Adela. Nice to see you. Welcome, Yomi. Nice to see you. Yes. So and while I'm bringing Joanne on, I want you guys to drop in the chat. Oh, that's okay, Adela. You don't have to put on your camera. I want you guys to drop in the chat one thing that you think you are good at. For me, I will tell you what I thought I was always good at and what people always told me I was good at. When I was young, my mother my mother and my grandmother always told me I could talk and I could ask loads of questions. They said I never stopped talking.
Joking.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Something I was really, really good at. And I practiced it for so many years, for almost 33 years. Let's say I started talking when I was 2. I've been practicing it for 33 years. And I think I'm a really good talker as well. So that's one thing I'm really good at, and it's a talent. And I think that God has given me that talent so I can use it in a platform like this and in many other places. So let me know, even if it sounds silly, even if you think it is ridiculous, let me know in the chat now what it is that you are good at, that you think that you are really good at. Let me know in the chat. Okay, I'm waiting to read them out once Joanne does her intro. So Joanne, thank you for joining us.
Sorry, I'm busy admitting people into the room.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Honestly, you don't know how excited I've been about this session. And I think for me, it's just really about what God is going to do for us in this season and what he's going to do through this atmosphere that we're in. And if you want a charged atmosphere, I just want, before I introduce myself, I just want you to write atmosphere in the chat. I'm very excited to see many familiar faces and new faces as well. And I did hear you, Elizabeth, say that your mom is here, and I would love to honor her. So which one is she in the chat? I know it's not Esther. I know it's not Sasha. I know it's not Adiola. I know it's not me. So who is your mommy? Elizabeth? You're muted. You're muted, Elizabeth.
I will ask her to self-identify.
I really want to acknowledge her and give her honor. Self-identify, Mama Elizabeth.
Joanne, there's so many people typing atmosphere. Everybody wants a charged atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Mommy to introduce herself if she can.
Maybe she's busy, but I'm sure she will.
No problem. That's fine. That's okay. Yes, I see the atmosphere and I'm ready to go. I just wanted to give honor where honor is due. Welcome, everybody. I see you all. Welcome, Elizabeth. Welcome, Esther. Welcome, my dear Adiola. I really appreciate you joining in. So many people I'm admitting into the room. Can you admit people, Elizabeth?
So that I can, so. You don't have to worry about.
So much, Dorothy. Thank you. I don't know how do you say it? Misola? I'm so sorry, but
Misola.
Yeah. How do you say it?
Misola.
Misola. iPhone 10. I'm sorry, if you could rename yourself, that would help. Nike, Sasha. Welcome, Sylvia. Welcome, Tosin. Welcome, Yomi, and everybody else who will be watching either on the replay or in whatever way. And I just want to say that I'm so delighted to be taking you through this session alongside my amazing friend, dear friend, Elizabeth. And as she asked, I think someone was asked to say, you're asked to say what it is that you're good at. Nike is Elizabeth's mom. I say, okay, nice to meet you. Gemisola, okay, is good at buying the ideal, thoughtful gifts for people. That's lovely. Dorothy is good at connecting the dots, people and businesses together, and I can vouch for that because I have been a beneficiary of Dorothy's connections as well. So let's get at it.
So my name is good at helping others.
Sorry?
Tosin's good at helping others.
Wonderful. So I would want you to say what it is that you're good at, because you're really going to get this really nice and clear as I take you through today's session. But let me introduce myself. You know, I always start by saying I'm a Jesus girl. I think that's the first thing that I want to say before anything else. My name is Joanne Muturi, and one of the things that I absolutely am in love with is purpose. I say I eat, live, and breathe purpose. If you're not honoring your purpose, you are suffocating your soul. My calling, the work that I've been put here to do on this earth, is to help women launch businesses that they're madly in love with, madly deeply in love with, that are linked to their unique gifts and talents. So if you're one of those people who are like, oh, I have all these gifts, or I don't even know what my gifts are, you're in the right place, because today we will help you to be able to even look at how you can monetize. I call it monetize your magic. And for purposes of this class, we are calling it moving from your potential to profiteering from your gifts. As Elizabeth said, we are living in very, I'd want to use the word strange times, peculiar times. It doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make them good. It's the time that we are in. And if I were you, I would embrace the season we are in and say that this is the time that I'm going to leverage everything that has been given to me. This is the time that I'm going to step into the fullness of my gifting. This is the time that I'm going to do what God put me here to do. And above all, this is the time that I'm going to be bold and courageous in my calling. This is not the time to shrivel up. This is not the time for you to be like, oh, let's see if I can do it. This is the time to take it by force, because the violent take it by force. And of course, we're going to delve deeper into this aspect. So as you come in, could you please mute yourself? So that we can be able to have a nice, clean recording. So let's get to it. And for those who have just joined, welcome. I see you, Koi. Welcome, Maria. I pray that you will get much value out of our time together. So let's get this baby started. So who's ready? Put for me in the chat that you're ready. Let me know that you are ready. Let me know that you're ready. Let me know that you're ready. Yes, I'm waiting for some readies. Okay. The prophetic gift, seeing the gift and talent in others. Wow, I'm just reading it, just waiting for all the readies. Yes, because I want people who are ready. So let's do this. Let me know if you can see my slides before anything. Let me get my slide game up. Can you see my slides?
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. So I'm going to teach, but please, ladies, if you have any questions, kindly hold them to the end, because I really want to really give you as much value. And of course, if you have a question that you feel is at a place where it's really burning, I'll be happy to answer it, but I really want to get straight into the gist of it. What I'm teaching is an excerpt from one of my courses, which is the Clarify, Connect, and Cultivate Your Life Purpose program. That's one of my signature programs, and I just picked a portion of what I teach there to really help you master your game when it comes to profiteering from your gift. So I want to say this: how do you profit? How do you profit from your potential? The first thing is I want to say is how you make meaning to your life is your mission. How you make money is your business model. Can someone get that? How you make meaning to your life, like what I'm doing right now, how I create meaning to my life is through the mission, the calling, the giftings that I've been given. But how I make money and how you make money from it is your business model. So as I'm speaking, I want you to tell me, how many of you are entrepreneurs here? Just write in the chat E, so that I can see. And as an entrepreneur, it's very important for you to understand the business model that you're using to bring in the money. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're in the right room, because I'm going to help you really clarify what your gifts are. iPhone 10, sorry, I wish you could rename yourself so I can call you by your name. Just put in the chat so that we can be able to see who you are. So are you ready to create a gift, a business doing what you love using your gifts? Would you like to create a life you love that supports you based on what you're naturally good at? Who wouldn't want that? If that's yes for you, I would want to see a big fat yes in the chat. Because I remember when I started this, I'm like, who wouldn't love to run a business doing what it is that they love? Who wouldn't love to create a life that they love that supports them based on what they're naturally good at? Because the moment you get that what you're good at could be monetized. Elizabeth, could you please mute there's some sound, background sound, thank you. When you realize that the gifts that you've been given are there to support you and you leverage on that, your life will change. So I'm going to give you 10 steps today. I'm one of those people who like steps. That's part of my business model. I like very clear, actionable steps to get us to the outcome that we are looking at. So today I'm going to give you 10 steps Why? Because we're on the 10th month and the 10th month is about to end. And I'm like, you know what? It's a time of abundance. It's a time of favor. So I'm going to give you 10 steps to using what you have to create the impact, the influence and revenue that you so desire. At the start of this month, those who have been on my email list or are in my world, many of you here are, I declare that October would be opulent October. And I have seen it really coming up in so many ways as an opulent month for many of those, that I get to speak on a perpetual basis. So 10 steps to using what you have to create the impact, the influence, and the revenue that you so desire. When you look to profit from your gifts, what are the three main things that I always look at when I'm working with my clients? The first thing for me is, what's the impact that you're going to bring into the world? It's not about your little world. It's not about you, your children, your husband, the little world that is around you, your dad, your mom. No, there's a much bigger world that needs you. Your influence. One of the things that I said at the beginning of my business was, Lord, I want to touch the nations. I want to influence people of different colors, different creeds, different religions, different races. And that's exactly what I've been blessed to do. And of course, the revenue that you so desire, because if you're running a business, your business is not a charity. Your business is not a hobby. Your business is there to not only help you and those who are on your team, but also the work that you do on the side, whether it's philanthropy work, whether it's mission work, whatever it is, it needs financing. Money has to come from somewhere. So if your business is not making money, how can you help anybody? You can't help other people if you're not making any money. So I really want you to think about this. Three things: IIR, impact, influence, and revenue. Can I see IIR in the chat, please? Because that tells me that we are together, that you want to impact, you want to influence, and you want to create revenue. Because when one of these elements is missing, there's a problem. If you're not impacting people, there's a problem. If you're not influencing people, there's a problem. If you're not creating revenue in your business, that's a hobby, that's a charity, and that's a completely different model from what it is that I'm teaching today. So it's IIR. Thank you so much. Yeah, opulent October. That's what it is, Dorothy. And you can tap into that because we still have, I think, 4 days, 5 days, 3 days left of the month. So you can get. So let's get to the first point. Listen, it's about everything. I say clarity breeds power. The first thing is, I want you to be absolutely clear on your passion. Ask yourself right now, and put it in the chat. What is it that you love doing in, day out? Because ultimately, this is something that you're very passionate about. Some of you know me, I love the outdoors. Like if I could live outside, I would, and not in a homeless way. I mean, I love being out, right? And when you understand that your passion, that gifting, the thing that one of my biggest passions is to teach. That's why I'm always volunteering to teach, or I'm being invited to speak. The last week I spoke at, a certain Rotary Club. I'm also a speaker at a big conference in the US. Right now I'm here doing this for Elizabeth and myself as well. And what I want you to understand is that if you're good at something, flaunt it. There's nothing, what's the word? There's nothing showy offy. You're not showing off by saying and declaring that which you're good at, because when you recognize your gifts is only when you can really maximize them, is when you can amplify them, is when you can tap into them and really make something out of them. So the first thing is to be clear on your passion. This is the first point. And then once you know what your passion is, whatever it is, for some of you, it could be photography. For some of you, it could, like me, it could be teaching. For some of you, it could be like helping people who are unwell. Maybe you're a nurse. Some of you is the connector, Dorothy, helping people connect. And Elizabeth, could you please mute for me? That would be helpful. And then ask yourself the third thing: what makes you unique, right? What's that special sauce? I call it that special sauce that you bring, because I know, what I bring that makes me stand out. What makes you unique? You know yourself better than anybody else. What can you do better than anyone else? If you give me a microphone any day, any night, smack out of the, like Oprah came to my house today and said, I want to interview right now. What I know for a fact, anything to do with leveraging your passions and your gifts, monetizing your magic, profiteering from your potential. That will just come out of my mouth like this. I don't need any preparation for that, because that's my special sauce. That's my gifting. I help people really step into their boldness in terms of not cowering behind their gifts, but amplifying them. That makes me very special. What about me makes people pay attention? When I speak, people listen, because when I've mastered my art, I've mastered my craft, I have studied this business. I'm not a quack. I'm not just walking out of the woodworks and calling myself a coach. What makes you special? And listen, toot your horn in the chat. Like, there's nothing wrong with you telling us what you're good at, right? Be very clear with that. What is it that where do you provide the most value? You can really be good at something, but do you necessarily provide value in it? Maybe not, right? I just let in my cleaner a few minutes ago, and we were having a chat, and I was telling her, one thing I'm not really good at. I'm good at organizing, but I don't like to clean. So it's not my area of passion. So I'm happy to delegate that to somebody who does it. And my one absolutely loves to clean. She loves it. It's her passion. She comes, and by the time she's done, this house is spick and span. So where do you provide the most value? Play to your strengths always. If you don't work out with anything else, because what most people do is that they glorify their weaknesses. And that's not what will help you to profit from your potential. What will help you really grow? One of the things I say, Elizabeth is one of the most brilliant financial coaches that I know, and she's been in my world for so long, and that's her area of strength. So why, even though I've worked in the financial industry, I'm going to, you'll hear a little bit about more about my work. I worked in the financial industry for a good 15 years in banking and finance. And I've since completely pivoted to what I'm doing right now. I've taken a lot of skills, a lot of transferable skills from my work with the United Nations into the work that I'm doing right now. And I can tell you for a fact that those gifts are still, they don't go anywhere, but you have to use them so that you can be able to build the muscle around them, all right? So play to your strengths. Can someone tell me that this is clear? Let me know that this is making sense, right? Makes sense. Or if it doesn't make sense, let me know it doesn't make sense. It's clear. And I love what Sylvia is saying, and I'm so glad that you ladies are sharing in the chat. I see Diola, like me, loves nature. Dorothy, yes, she's inspiring widows to overcome and thrive, and I'm sure she's gonna share later, because she's a widow herself, and she's very good at supporting widows. Adiola, helping and encouraging people to be who God has created them to be. But also you have another gift, Adiola, and I'd love you to share, which is helping people reverse their type 2 diabetes, and that's major. I would love to see that in the chat as well. I know Adiola, that's why I can share what she's gifted at as well. And that comes from her own personal experience. Sylvia, your passion is to help moms to manage their mental health, to realize the importance of focusing on their own needs and work their own goals so that they can fulfill purpose. Beautiful, Sylvia, clear and to the point. Abby, hi Abby. Abby loves helping children meet their potential, thrive in challenging areas, and identify their gifts, either academically or otherwise. I love that, Abby. So good. Awesome. Thank you, ladies. And yeah, let's keep going. So play to your strengths always. And the next thing that I want to say, the fourth point, is I want you to find a market you want to work with and work out what their biggest pain point is. Now, most people come and when they're thinking of launching businesses or starting businesses, they operate from a place of what they think is good for the market. I think if I do this, it will work, but you will be in for a very, very rude shock, because that's not how that works. People think that who is most likely to pay me money, and even if they're not in the market, they want to work with, they push on anyway. So there you are. It's not your area of expertise, right? I think there's someone in the waiting room. Yeah, okay. It's not your area of expertise, but you're like, oh, this will bring in loads and loads and loads of money. There are people who see Joanne coaching or doing her YouTube lives or listen to her podcast all the time, and they're like, oh, this is easy, I can do it. But it's not within their giftings, and within a month, 2 months, it won't work, and you'll be very disappointed because you are not playing your strengths. So the first thing I want you to understand is that the business model I teach and the way I help you launch your businesses is not the road to pain and struggle. For me, it's the road to ease and flow and purpose. You have to flow with your gifts. We flow, we do not force. So the first thing that I want to say is, when you're thinking of the market that you want to work with, which of my beliefs must your ideal client resonate with? What about the beliefs, internal belief system that you have, must your ideal client resonate with? What moves their souls and not their minds? What is their unspoken need that you can help them solve? And the moment you're able to identify this for yourself. So for example, I teach a lot on values. In my life purpose program, we go deep on your values. What are your values? Even when I work with my clients one-to-one, what is it that you believe? So for me, I believe that entrepreneurship is a catalyst for change for women. I believe that many women will be easily emancipated from the claws of poverty, or from being in even relationships that do not serve them, if they're able to make their own money. And that's why for me, the IIR that I just spoke to you about the impact, the influence, and the revenue, those are my beliefs that that you did not come to this world to serve your own little circle, your own little clique. You're created to do so much more. That's one of my beliefs, and my ideal client will resonate with that. My ideal client will resonate that your gifts are not meant to be dormant in you. Otherwise, they're not serving anybody. Take your gifts out of your head, out of your heart, and use them to influence the world around you and outside of you, and then create revenue as a result. That is my belief. So what is your belief? What moves their souls and not their minds? My clients are very heart-centered. The women that I deal with are kind, compassionate people. They want to change the lives of those around them. So for them, they're like, one of my amazing clients, I'll use 3 in the health space. One is Felicia, another one is Eunice, and another one is Kathy. They've come straight to my mind is, when they talk about helping people get their health back, whether mental health, whether physical health, they speak with so much passion about why we need to be healthy, not only for our families, but even how can you live out your purpose if you're not healthy? How can you live out your calling if every single day you're at the GPs? That moves my soul, not my mind. Because how can I support my clients if I'm perpetually in bed because I'm not well? And then what is that unspoken need? Right? Many people are like, I have these gifts, but I don't know how to monetize them. I don't know how to make the money out of them. I don't know how to be visible, especially in this very noisy online space. That is an unspoken need. How do I bring myself out as a brand? Me, Joanne, the brand. How do I bring that out? That's an unspoken need. And then I can help you resolve that. So I'm giving you myself as an example. Now think about yourself with the people who you've been called to serve. How can you answer these questions for them? Can you tell me that this is helpful? And Nyambura says, brands make the world go round. I work with women to increase their revenue by growing their brands into timeless, authentic brands. And what is happening in the chat gives me so much joy, because that's why we are here to connect with each other. And Dorothy and Adiola have found a connection there. And that's why I said, Adiola, you need to mention that other side of what you do, because that's what Dorothy needs support in. Ladies, we must learn to amplify our gifts, because you never know who needs it. Adiola, that's why I shouted it out loud for you, because I know that's something that you're good at, right? Helping women reverse type 2 diabetes and optimize their high blood sugars, right? So I'm so happy to see that. So example, that's an unspoken need that Dorothy has. And now that, I said it out loud and Adiola then put it in the chat, there's that connection, and now you can help each other. You can get the help that you need. Ladies, are you seeing the importance of why it's important to share what it is that you do? There's nothing that comes out of shrinking your gifts, because somebody needs you. And that's where the impact, the influence, and the revenue comes in. That's a classic example. Do you get it? Can someone say, I get it? Because if that clicks, if that doesn't click, you won't get much out of this. I want it to click. I want you to land. I want you to run away with it. I want you to run with it. Sylvia gets it 100% right. All right. Brands, Elizabeth gets it in capital letters. Yes. Brands make the world go round. I work with women to increase their revenue by growing their brands into timeless, authentic brands. And actually, both Elizabeth and Nyambura will be speakers at my 3-day event on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of December. It's a virtual event that I'm very excited about. I've gotten the most phenomenal speakers, and I'm telling you, I can't wait for what will come out of that, because when you operate within your gifting, let me tell you, there is no choice but to shine and to succeed. I see you, Sonny. Welcome. Thank you. I'm glad that you made it. Awesome, Esther. I see you. Esther just landed on British. How many minutes, hours ago did you land? She just came in from the Dominican Republic this morning, and she's here. She's one of my amazing people, in clients of mine, and a dear friend as well. So welcome, Esther. And that's commitment, just arriving. I can imagine the jet lag, but you're here, so I'm very happy. Number 5, tailor what you offer, your passion, your product or service. So listen, your passion, your product or your service, we're going to go deeper into this, to the avatar. When you talk about an avatar, I don't want to get into jargon here, but the avatar is the person that you want to work with. And I'm going to teach you what an avatar is. So look at this. Think of a character. So think of a person that represents the person, the group of people that you want to work with. So for example, think of your one of those people who, like Adiola, think about somebody who has suffered with high blood, with what is it called, type 2 diabetes, or has been pre-diabetic, and you have helped them off the medicine. Think of that person. What's her name? Don't write in the chat. I'm just giving an example. Dorothy, think about a widow that you have supported, right? For me, I think of one of my most successful clients, right? And I'll give a name, right? Someone who has done, who really blew my mind with what she came out with. Give them a name. So for example, mine is Tanya. And every time, everything that is coming out of my mouth, it's like I'm talking to Tanya directly, because Tanya, she's my avatar. She really got it and ran with it and created an outstanding transformation for her life and her business, right? From scratch. So give them a name. Mine is Tanya, and describe every detail of their pain, their fears, their hopes, their current situation. So I'm going to just randomly pick an avatar. So let me just use Elizabeth, because she'll get this really quickly. Elizabeth, are you able to just unmute yourself so that we can go through this literally for just like 2 minutes, just for purposes of example? Is that okay?
Yes.
Elizabeth, just give me your avatar's name if she has a name, or you can use me because I've worked with you. Or whoever you please, because there are those clients.
My avatar's name is Joe.
Joe.
All
right, so Joe is your avatar, right? So can you give us her pain points first, and give us her pain points and her fears first? What is she struggling with? What are her biggest fears? What are Joe's biggest fears?
Joe's biggest fears is getting to retirement age and being broke.
Yes.
That's her biggest fear. She doesn't want to be broke when she's in her 60s. Right now, she makes a lot of money. Makes a lot of money right now. She has a good job. She has a side business. They are both doing fairly well. She's bringing in high 5 figures, 6 figures. However, she's not very good at saving, because things keep coming up. Emergencies keep coming up. She always needs to support someone, a family member, a friend. So all those things take her finances. And then so she feels like she can't save. So even though she's making a lot of money, she doesn't actually have any cash, and she lives also in her credit card. She worries that when she gets to this age where she's no longer working, she's no longer able to work in her business, she doesn't have anything that will keep coming in, bringing her money, and she doesn't have any savings or investments that can help her to keep living the lifestyle that she's living now. She also has 3 children, and
Mhm.
they are still quite young. And she's also worried that one, they will pick up her bad financial habits and, may turn out worse, or that she may not be able to support them. God forbid something happens to her that incapacitates her now.
Wow. And I love the clarity with that. What are her hopes?
She's hoping to build savings that can cover her for like a year. She's hoping to build an investment portfolio that will be able to take care of her for at least 30 years after her retirement, that will give her an income from her profits, at least 30 years after her retirement. She's hoping to build her side business into something that works without her being there and is profitable as well. And she's hoping that her children pick up. She wants to pass on, good financial habits to her children.
Exactly. And you see, that is so clear and concise. And when she's coming to you, what's the biggest tangible piece that she wants to walk out with?
When she's coming to me right now, she wants to work out exactly how to organize her finances, know where she is right now, and she wants a plan to get to that figure that she wants to get to. She has a figure in her mind. She feels she will be financially free when she earns, or she has built a specific amount of finances in investments and savings and cash, right? So she knows that amount, or she has an idea what that amount will give her, even if she doesn't know the exact number. She knows what it will give her. She knows it will give her this type of lifestyle. So she's coming to me to get her from where she's now living paycheck to paycheck, and moving to the place where she knows exactly what to do to have the finances required for the lifestyle that she wants, that will last her the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, in spite of a recession, in spite of a pandemic, in spite of any natural disaster that comes up in the future.
Beautiful. Ladies, can just put in the chat, like, how clear is that? That's it. That's the work that you need to do for your individual area. So can you tell me, when Elizabeth spoke, did you get her? Like, were you like, I'm that person, right? Let's see. Amazing, Elizabeth. You see? Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth, because now I'm 61. We do not have the same energy to generate money the way we did when we were 40. So this is critical. That's it. So Dorothy has even enlisted, she's interested in passive income, investments. Adiola says that's beautiful. It must bring you so much joy. It absolutely does. I'm speaking on her behalf. Annie says absolutely. Good. Very clear. Clarity is so unique. Yes, to sin. Yes, very clear, and prudence is key. I like what you've said, Annie, and everybody who is here. Let me tell you what that is, how you do it. You need to know who you're speaking to. You don't throw some fluffy stuff out there. Let me tell you, we are dealing with a very woke buyer. People know what they want. You're not going to sell fluff to anybody right now. And if you are a service provider or you're selling products, you need to have integrity. You need to know what it is that you're doing. And by the time you open your mouth and tell people this is how much you're going to pay me to give you the service that I'm going to give you, you have to be on the other side very ready to give them the transformation and the result they have come to you for. But it needs you to do this stage that I've shown you the stages that I've shown you right up until now. And the next one, which is so important, is you need to work a marketing plan. I keep telling people, please don't wing it. Stop winging it. Stop thinking that you're going to go and do one Facebook Live and you're going to make the 10,000, in this coaching industry, people say, I'll help you make your first 10K month. I'm going to help you make 5 figures, 10 figures. I'm going to make you a millionaire. And I know that for me, that's just a lot of, the word I'm going to say. It's just people just say things like that. But you have to have a plan. How do you make me a millionaire? if I've not even made my first 1,000 pounds? How do I help you make 5,000 pounds if I've not helped you make? And a lot of these people have not even made that money themselves. So you have to be in integrity. So one of the things I'm very clear about is for you to profit from your potential, you have to have a marketing plan. What I mean by this is simply creating a plan around how you're going to connect with your avatar. The one that we just did, I shared mine, and Elizabeth there really broke down hers really well. Right? And I always say TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is not a marketing plan. Even those marketers who are rocking it on Facebook only get about 10 to 15% actually of their sales from it. So if you're in the online world, I want to say the thing that I always tell people to build that is your own asset is an email list, period. Start with your email list. Your email list is gold. Grow your list, develop your list, have a database of people that you can email regularly and build up a relationship with them. Because remember, tomorrow, if Zuckerberg decides that he's tired of WhatsApp, he's tired of Facebook and Instagram and shuts them down, and all the people you have are only on those platforms, you're in deep trouble. So what belongs to you is your email list. That's your resource. Those are your people. So for me, I take pride in my email list. For those of you who are on my email list, you know, we have our Monday Ignition email. People love it. If I don't send a Monday Ignition, I'm getting messages, Joanne, I haven't received my Monday Ignition, even before they greet me and ask me if I'm well. They don't care. Then they're like, where is my Monday Ignition? I need my week to start, right? But that's my thing. I have developed that. So what about you? What's the marketing plan that you're going to develop outside of social? Social works. I have a very good social presence. I'm very grateful for social media. I get lots and lots of clients from my socials, but for me, that's not a marketing plan. You need to go beyond that. And of course, if you get to work with me, you get to work with Elizabeth. This is some of things that you get to establish and really, really craft your business around. And I want to say this. You need to live out loud I want you to live, it's a command, this one actually, live out loud in the world. I want you to be free. I want you to be focused. I pray that your confidence muscle will be built. And when you believe, when you live out loud and you're free, focused, and confident, your people will find you, but they cannot find you if you're living in the shadows. If you don't tell us what you do. We're not mind readers. I don't know what you do. Tell me what it is that you do. And that's why when I help people clarify and connect and cultivate their life purpose, I tell them you cannot live in the shadows. Your purpose was meant to put you before, you say your gifts will bring you before great men. That's the whole essence. And once you get that, you will do it. You will not hold yourself back. This is my purpose-fueled life. I don't know if some of you know, one of my passions is tea. And I have to give this story really quickly. I was in Kenya a couple of years back. I'd gone on holiday. I'd gone home, and my family have tea. We have tea, a lot of tea. I have some tea background, and it's my passion. But I became more passionate about tea when I came here, especially when I found how much the Brits love their tea. And I'm like, we have such an asset. So I go to Kenya, and I was invited, for a meeting by one of my family members at the Tea Board of Kenya. And when I go to the Tea Board of Kenya meeting, I was actually going as a spectator. You guys won't believe. That's why they say some things happen, when you're in the right place, right time, in the right time, right place, or whatever. And they're like, we have this big conference called the World Tea Conference, and we're looking for exhibitors. And everybody in the table was quiet. They're like, my child is going to school. They're like, Jesus. Everybody was giving an excuse why they cannot go to Las Vegas. I can't afford to pay the ticket. So guess what Coach Joanne did? I will exhibit. I will pay for my ticket and my husband's ticket to Las Vegas. And they gave me, they said, we'll give you the platform. We'll give you everything. All you need to do is pay for your ticket, pay for your hotel. And of course, I have the tea, which you can see here. Can you see down here? Me and my tea. I carried all my tea from Kenya. to Las Vegas with me. And you can see I'm exhibiting my purple tea. This is a passion. My purple tea, my green tea. I exhibited. And I got loads and loads of clients and loads of inquiries, which I now sent back to Kenya because I'm like, I'm not going to be shipping tea from here, but I still, I do have clients who get my tea from here. We finished all the ones that we had here. Like I used to, when I was living in Worcester, I used to do a Christmas fair where I would sell my green tea, my purple tea, the white tea. So it's a passion. So just so you know on the site, that is a passion. It's not my core, but I have a registered company for this. That's a passion, but my core is my coaching. Do you get that? Can someone say you get the difference? So you can see me there with my Las Vegas shirt, very excited. And then the middle one is my first coaching program. Where I'm so proud of it is because I had just landed in this country, decided to go into a full-fledged coaching program, and I was given the rights to it's called High Invitation. It's still there. I'm a certified facilitator for them, but now I run my business. I don't use their model because I have my own business model, but I was certified for under High Invitation. And what made me really proud is because I was the only woman of color and had only been in this country not even 6 months when I just decided I'm just gonna do it. And I signed up. I was accepted, and they're like, you're actually the first Black woman who was actually asked to join the certification. And I was not even 6 months in this country, and I've maintained really good relationships with these women because these are the first people that I met here. And yeah, that was beautiful. On the right at the top is in Santorini, Greece, where I had gone for my mastermind. Some of you who are here know the one in green. She's one of my closest friends. Her name is Pamela Oak. She's running $1 million business right now. We met in the coaching space. She's not a coach. She helps nonprofits be profitable. So her organization is the Profitable Nonprofit, and she's a very dear friend of mine. And the one in yellow has been my long-term coach. Very, 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 very brilliant coach. She's so wise. Her name is Rosetta Thurman, the Happy Black Woman. She's really helped me grow my business over the years. What am I saying? You cannot be on your own. You have to have people who support you, people who hold you, who hold you. I've done so many courses with Tony Robbins and many, many others. Why? Because for me, I cannot come and speak about purpose if I'm not living the things that I want. I cannot talk about being passionate about something if I have no passions that are driving me or helping me. And why I've shared this slide is because I just wanted you to get a bit about me, multiple streams. Yes, you get the difference. Excellent. Oh, some of you didn't know this, yeah? Yeah, more connections. That's great. Sent you a private message. Tosin helping people achieve their yearly goals in 12 weeks. I have a lived experience of bipolar for over 21 years and have become an expert and help others build substantial mental wealth. Tosin, that is brilliant. And as Elizabeth has said, this is so powerful and it's needed right now, not only in 22, but even beyond. So that's awesome. I'm loving the connections happening in the chat. I love that you guys get the difference. You have clarity on the difference, multiple streams. Yes. The tea is more passion, really. I don't really make much out of it, but I love it. I love I love the tea. Yeah, stepping up with joy, fulfilling your dream with solid support. Let me tell you what, I'm supported. And the program I'm doing right now with Adiola, I absolutely love the coach I'm working with. Yeah, Joanne, I remember when you first mentioned your purple tea years ago. Dorothy, you remember, don't you? And that's the thing with me. One of the things that I thank God for truly is my consistency. Like, I talk about something and I do the thing and I get the support around it. I'm not one of those people who is like, oh, I know it all, I'm going to figure it out. I shorten the path. I shorten my learning path. I'm like, if I can get support, people to help me get there faster, why should I struggle? Why should I? I don't get it. So anyway, number 7 is the power of visibility, which you can tell right now is so important. Many people consider visibility to equal credibility. But I want to say this, that yes, you can be visible, but not credible. But again, the more visible you are, people can tell if you know your stuff. I can come here and just speak a lot of rubbish and you'll be like, what is she saying? But when you come with that visibility and you're speaking about stuff that you know, and you have that authority in what it is that you're teaching, then let me tell you what, people will naturally start to introduce people to you. Many people here I've met through other forums, I've met through other coaching programs. Some of you just stumbled on me on social media, across me on social media. Some of you have been referred to me by clients. There's so many ways. Some of you I have worked with, so there's so many ways that you can increase your visibility. And one of the best ways I tell people, join this type of talks. In here, you don't know the number of connections that are happening in the chat. That's visibility. When I tell you, say what you do in the chat, put it, because someone needs your solution. And I'm one of those people, many, there are coaches who can tell people you can't share and market your business. And that astounds me. I'm like, why would you do that? People need to share what it is that you do. You can't coach everybody in everything. That's very selfish. Everyone has their area. So I know my area. I help people build strong businesses based on their purpose and their gifts. I help people monetize their magic. I help people really scale their side hustles and even make them their main hustle. That's my thing. So what's your thing? Nyambura helps people bring brands to life, because she says that the world rotates around brands. What is yours? Visibility helps increase revenue in a cost-effective manner. This one is no secret. More visibility equals more potential customers and more people who can refer you to others. And it's important that potential customers can locate your business. Let me tell you, if someone Googles you, what will they find? I Googled myself the other day. My podcast popped up. So many things popped up. My Facebook, my website, right? How can people find you? I've been getting these messages that you appeared on 20 LinkedIn searches. Guess what? I don't use LinkedIn, but a lot of my LinkedIn is a limiting belief, which I won't go into right now. And I've been able to process it because I'm like, it's so corporate, and I left corporate. That's my mind. That has been my mindset. And I'm like, you know what? Even in business, I can have a really good LinkedIn profile. And now I'm at that place because I've worked with my coaches and mentors to really get to that place. That's why I say you need to be supported. You cannot do it on your own. Number 8, and I already talked about it, is you must be consistent. You can't be like that one, right? One, stop. What is it called? Those people who sing one song once, like the guy for Return of the Mac. One hit wonder. That's the word. One hit wonder. I don't want one of you to be a one hit wonder, right? Shorten your learning curve, right? And as Adela said, loving is sharing progresses our growth besides helping others. You're absolutely right. I don't want one of you to be a one-hit wonder. You come launch one course and then take off. People who come and then they post on social media, I say you post and ghost. When you're selling a program is only when you show up. When you're about to launch and sell is when you're selling, but you never give value to people. And that's why your business will never grow, because all you're looking at people is a commodity. People are not commodities. People need you to be consistent. People want to be seen, to be felt, and to be heard. And that comes from you being seen, you being visible, and you being consistent, right? For me, that's one of the things I'm telling you, if you can go check, we post every single day. For me, it's a no-brainer. Why? Because that's what I like to do. This is my calling. If I can't post the thing that I love to do, what else am I doing? Does that make sense? So consistency is a part of building your brand and helping your audience to get to know you. If you're constantly changing your tone or the type of content you post, people won't be able to connect with you. If you're changing one day, today I'm a health coach, tomorrow I'm a finance coach, the next day I'm a purpose coach, right? Or today my brand colors are purple and gold, tomorrow they are green and turquoise. Like, be consistent. The way you see me is I put my photo for when I was 15 so that I look like spring. But who I am is who I am. Show yourself the way you are, right? Yesterday, someone sent me a photo and she said, updated because had really never seen her photo. But when I did the YouTube live on Thursday, she joined it. And I spoke about, what was my Thursday YouTube? Can someone remind me what it is? That road less traveled. I spoke about the road less traveled, and I said, you need to be authentic. You need to be yourself. And that woman went and put her profile photo for that day. She took a photo and said, Joanne, this is the first time I have put my photo on social media as me, because you asked us to be authentic, and I really felt the call for authenticity. But that came through my consistency, because I tell people the person I am here is the person you'll meet when we meet in Waitrose. If you meet me on the island at Waitrose later today, I'm the exact same person you're going to meet on this thing. I'm not a different person. I'm the same consistent person, and I want you to be that. There are people who are different for different people. You're this person to your husband, you're this person to your kids, you're this person to your clients, you're this person to your pastor. Be the same, be you, right? And then also, people want to connect with you. They want to feel they can trust you. So let your content be relevant and useful, right? Spend only 20 to 30% of your content for promotion, but let the rest be for building relationships, as I'm emphasizing here, and giving people value through educating them on your products and services. So for me, what I tell my clients when I'm coaching them is it's about value, sell. Value, but write that for me in the chat. Sell. Most people, it's sell, value. Sell. I believe in value. And people ask me, how much value do I give? There's no, you can't quantify value. Give. Doesn't matter how much. Just give. It will come back to you overflowing, in abundance. Because when you give, you lose nothing from giving. That has been my mantra. That is what I believe in. I give. And I get so much more as a result. And I want to say that small actions that light up your mind and soul, done daily over time, will create success through a life of meaning, purpose, and happiness. For me, I cannot compromise that. A fulfilling life, a life of significance, is what matters to me the most. The money will come. It will always come. I have no worry. These hands of mine are blessed. These hands of mine are highly favored, because as Elizabeth said, we have been given everything. We've been given the power to create wealth. So that's your birthright. Say, the power to create wealth is my birthright. Put it in the chat. That's not something that we're negotiating about. It is your birthright. But how do you step into it? Through your gifts, your talents, and your skills. And that's what I'm teaching you today. Can someone tell me that you're getting it? And that's why it is your birthright. It is your birthright. Yes. Yes. Value fast. Now, Marina, you're here. Welcome, sweetheart. So nice to see you. All the way from Ghana. Amazing client of mine. Dorothy, so true. Joanne, when you give freely, it comes back at most unexpected times and so abundantly. Listen. For me, I never worry about the money. The money God will always provide. For me, it's the deeper things, the connections, the relationships. Some of you know I went through a very, very rough time with my health. I almost died. But guess what? When I stepped into my purpose, I stepped into the fullness of what God put me to do. I'm never sick. Never, literally. The other time I had a very bad cough. If you guys remember, and I was doing this YouTube live, and I was like, people are like, why are you even doing this live? And I'm like, because I promised to do it. And my mother-in-law called me, and she's like, why are you straining your voice like that? I'm like, did you have to do it? I'm like, yes, I had to, because I chose to. I promised my people I would show up, and then after that 1 hour, I would rest for the next couple of days, but I had made a commitment to show up, right? I'm telling you, on the back end of your purpose, on the back end of doing what you've been called to do, is something I cannot explain. That sense of joy and fulfillment, I cannot put it in words, right? The power to create wealth is your birthright. And as Adiola says, it's only a matter of time. Whatever you sow will bear fruit. There's no way you put seed in the ground and it doesn't come without a harvest. And that's what you're doing right now. Right now, you're putting in your time with us. On a Saturday morning, you could be doing anything. You could be with your kids playing around in the park. You could be sleeping in. You could be watching Netflix. You could be cleaning your house. You could be going to visit your mother. You could be doing anything. But you're here with us. You have put your seed in the ground. And I pray for everybody under the sound of my voice that you're going to get a bountiful harvest just because you have put the seed on good, fertile soil in here today. And I proclaim that in the mighty name of Jesus. Noble X, the power to create wealth is my birthright. You get it. Yes, it is your birthright. Yes, I see you, Annie, Sylvia. Yes, HFN, Tosin. Yes, amen. And I'm saying it with so much authority. Hello, Sarah. Nice to have you. Let me tell you, God is so powerful, and he uses the little things. Just that 1 hour that you're gonna put here, you'll get so much out of it. You get so much out of it. You're sowing into your life. You're sowing into your business, Bukola. I'm telling you, there's no time that is wasted when you're investing in yourself, in your knowledge, and in your learning. Never, ever. So number 8, stay consistent. Let's go to what's number 9. Number 9 is the power of networking. What we're doing here is mini networking session. Some of you know me, some of you don't. Some of you know Elizabeth, some of you don't. Some of you don't know each other, but we're all getting to know. So today I'm working out here with a whole group of new people that I may not have ever had the chance to interact with. Did I not have the network with the networking opportunities that I've had with Elizabeth? Do you see? And that's why I keep wondering, why do people stop people from networking? Oh, don't share what your business is about. Share. That's what this whole thing is about, because somebody needs you. As I say, I can't do everything. So your network is your network. Some of you have had that statement. Networking is an important no-cost marketing tool that can help new businesses or people who are about to launch businesses on the fast track for success. Let me tell you what, whenever I go to a networking event, I'm one of those people. I'm an extrovert, but I'm also very introverted as well. I love people, but I also like my own space. So I'm not the kind of person who will talk to everybody in the room. I just pick 1 or 2 really people. I pick that one and that one. And by the time I walk out of that networking, we are like best friends. I won't talk to 50 people. I'm not like that. But when I pick the 1 or 2, or we attract each other, I formed such beautiful relationships just through Zoom, through network. The people I've never met in my life, who have been in business with me for years and years, because people like to do business with those that we know, those that we like, and those that we trust. Can someone write know, like, and trust? So now you get to know me. What's the next step? Oh, let me go check her out on Instagram at Papas_cultivator. That's my Instagram. You check me out on Instagram. You're like, I actually like her. And then you're like, oh, I think I would want to work with her as a coach. That's where the trust comes in. And that's where there's that exchange, right? So there's a step. You get to know somebody. You've seen me now. Okay, I know her. I know of her. She's all right. I like her. Then you go check me out. You check out my Facebook. You check out my Instagram. You send me a message on WhatsApp. We get to know each other a little more. And then you're like, you know what? I trust this person. I want her to be my coach. You're now in my world. That's where trust comes in. So if you're nurturing your network the right way, you will take them through to the end. You will take them from like to know to trust, where they will hand over their checkbook to you. Here, I'm paying you for your services. Here, I'm referring these 20 people to you. Here, I'm signing up for this program in January. Here, that's what we are doing. And you also build alliances with other businesses, just like Elizabeth, that will gladly promote your product or service to your customers. Many of my clients refer me to other people. Even people coaching programs I've been in, the people who we are coaching together become my clients, many of them. It's happened over and over again. I can't count it. When we went for the Paris Mastermind and the Santorini Mastermind, 3 of the people who were there were like, Joanne, there's an area I need clarification. And as much as I'm working with this coach to do this, I need you to help me clearly refine that. And of course, I'm like, I'm happy to. And the coach is like, absolutely, do your thing. You know, it's nothing. I live in a very opulent and abundant world. I believe that if you have something you can help somebody, help them. Do not constrict people from doing what they want. They're adults, they're grown-ups, they can do what it is that they want. So, you know, you choose the people that you want to serve you, and you choose the people to work with, right, as well. So can you put your Instagram, you can put it for me, Elizabeth. It's at purpose_cultivator. Can someone put it? Many of my, you guys know me, put it for me. It's at purpose_cultivator. I'm just looking at your charts. People have already reaped new leads by networking here. That's why I love this type of sessions. Share. Let me tell you, someone here, 2-3 people are going to get really good business out of this today. And I know it. And come back to me, send me a message and tell me it's been done, because I've already seen it happening. And it may not even necessarily be a monetary exchange, but a relationship will be created today. Let me know. Come back to me. Come back to Elizabeth. Don't keep it to yourself. And he says, I teach and tutor children in primary school, build confidence and knowledge either in the classroom, playground, talents, gifts, sports mainly. And you also help with their arts, dance, music, or wider areas. To love it, Annie. And I saw that. So good. Know, like, and trust. You guys are very coachable. Thank you. And everybody who's put in there, yeah, at Celebs and Caterers, go follow her. Lovely progress. Yeah, it's yes, that's the continuum, Adiola, to like, to know, and to trust. Elizabeth is, yeah, she's acknowledging her. Bukola has put hers. Thank you so much for putting my Instagram. Bukola has also put hers there. Right, so absolutely imperative that we support each other, and that's what networking is about. And even in the power of networking, and I'm going to share this at the end, but I'm running a 5-day challenge from November 16th to 20th, and it's free. I'm inviting you for that. If I'm going to put the link for you guys to register, it's going to be 5 days. It's called the Courage Over Comfort Challenge. I'm going to show it at the end, because I believe that anyone who is here, everybody who is here, really needs to do that challenge, because I'm activating the boldness for you to do that which you've been put here to do. 5 amazing days. When I say 5 days, it doesn't mean we are together for the 5 days from morning to evening. Someone asked me, do I have to take time off work? No, it's 1 hour in the evening for those 5 days. So nobody needs to get time off work. Before we go to number 10, I want to say this: transitioning from working for money to making money for you is the note to self I want you to write. So I want you to say that I'm transitioning from working for money. I'm going to make my money work for me. So whenever I put my money in a coaching program, I'm not one of those people, oh, it's so expensive, I can't afford it. If it's for me, I pay for it. But I put a demand on myself that I'm going to get a return on my investment, because when I place a bet on myself, I'm there to surely win. That's my attitude. Anytime I write out a check to a coach, I don't put the responsibility on the coach to give me the results, because I have chosen them, because I know they can support me, but I will do the work. I place a bet on myself. So I always make sure that my money is working for me. So when I pay for a coaching program, assuming I pay like 5 grand, 10 grand, you know, I've paid for 25 grand programs, and I do it without even blinking. And when I pay for that program, I'm like, I put in 25,000, I'm placing a demand on what I have put in there. I'm going to reap 100-fold. I'm going to reap, 50K out of this. And many of you know, because you know some of the programs I've been in, right? And I know sometimes we are scared of investing in ourselves. But I always tell people, the best investment you can put yourself in is the investment in you. Because when I say that when I put an investment in Joanne, I never walk out the same. I'm going to make that investment yield 100-fold out of it, because it's the seed I have put in the ground. My investment is a seed in the ground, right? And I want you to please start, because I'm about to wind up. I want you to please put your questions in the chat, but I'll also, for me, I listen better. So I might ask you to unmute yourself, because I want to hear your voice as well. You see, Annie, I have 2 primary school kids. Do you have a page or contact? Immediately there, contacts I have in that. That's what I do at Diola. I place a demand on I don't play. If I put money in something and I say that this is the person I'm working with, or this is the program I'm doing, or in anything, even my time, like I've just volunteered to serve in my women's ministry at a senior leadership level. And I had been, because I just moved to a new city, so it's a brand new church, but God was like, I want you to do this. I'm like, but Lord, I don't have the capacity right now. And he's like, I want you to do it. And on Sunday when I went, it's a story I can't even give right now. Literally, the pastor called me and they're like, I saw you in the leadership thing. And it was so, I can't even explain, because I don't know how, of course I know God does these things, but I've never quite understood that thing. And that night, they were launching their leadership. they were inducting, is that the word? Like bringing new women leaders. And I was not even in that knowledge of anything of that. And that evening, I was one of the people who was inducted into leadership in hours without even me knowing what it is that I was getting into. And I'm like, you know what, God, do your thing. It's not about me. Use me as you will. All right. Thank you for sharing your links there. If you have any questions, raise your hand. Yeah, so I'm just finishing. Let me finish this and then you can ask my questions. The last one is hire a coach and a mentor to help you nurture, develop, and grow your business. A coach is not a luxury. And I've said this, most people are like, oh, it's such a luxury having a coach, but it depends on the stance on the posture that you walk into that coaching. If you walk in looking at a coach as a luxury, that's what it will be for you. But for me, as I said, I want to shorten the scale of my learning. I want to speeden up my growth. I have no time to experiment with this or the other. Show me the path and I'm going to follow that path. That's why for me, a coach is a necessity that any business owner must have. And accountability is one for me. I know myself. I'm one of those people who needs to be held accountable. Is one of the greatest strengths I've had from working with my coaches, different coaches over time, including the one I'm working with right now. So a coach can help you see the forest for the trees, really help put things into perspective for you. A coach will make you focus on the game and your long-term strategies. A coach will give you small pointers based on their years of experience. Why do you want to jump into a ditch if somebody else has already entered that ditch and come out of it? Why do you want to reinvent the wheel when someone has done it has already gone ahead of you? And then get a coach who will listen. Right? Not every coach listens, but get a coach who will listen and understand what it is that you want to get out of it. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. For me as a coach, it's my desire for you to succeed, because your success is my success. Because it also shows that I know what I'm getting my clients the results that they came to me for. And a coach will help you develop long-term plans that will allow your business to function more efficiently and make more profit. Same as Elizabeth consistently says, that at the end of the day, if all you should tell me, if all your outgoings are towards all these things, there's a problem here. You also need to work on having your business to be profitable. That not, all these investments you're making, are they making sense? You really have to know what it is that you're doing. And not every coach is for you. So you find your coach. Find yours. Me, I have my clients, right? And I have clients who are, potential clients here, and Elizabeth the same. But please don't just take a person just because you see them opening up their mouth on social media. Look for the integrity of that person. Find that connection. I always tell people, one of the most intimate relationships you'll have somebody is your coach. You want to have a coach that you trust and a coach that you can speak to no matter what's happening in your life, because life happens. So it has to be a relationship that really makes sense and that is deeply aligned. So can some of you tell me if this is helping you? Because people ask me, how do I find a coach? I've given you this, right? Talk to them. For me, and Elizabeth, I'm sure you do the same. I do 30-minute discovery calls, which most of the time end up about 1 hour. And when we have the discovery call, the person decides, yeah, I actually really like you, Joanne, I want to work with you. They're like, okay, not for me right now. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine as well. But find a coach you trust and you can speak to no matter the things that are going on in your life. I went through a very tough time when I was coaching with Elizabeth, and I shared with her. She knows what it is. She's not going to share here because it's a personal thing. I went through a very, very tough time, very tough. And I didn't think I'd get out of it, because it was one of those things that really really affected me deeply. And she really prayed for me. And I got out of it. I never thought I'd get out of it. It was such a big loss for me. And I'm like, God, help me. I don't know how I'm going to cope. I don't know how I'm going to go through this situation. And I told Elizabeth in confidence, and she told me, we're stopping this session right now. And she prayed, I think, for 1 hour. And I was just crying. I finished, like, I think 2 packets of tissues. And by the time I was done, I knew that God had taken it. I knew God had cleaned, but I had to have that relationship. So I want to give you the last tip, and this is my bonus tip. It's called the art of appreciative inquiry. By now, you know, one of those people who like academics, I like to study, and the art of appreciative inquiry, it's called the 4D cycle. It was developed by Dr. Cooper Ryder, and this helps you to tap into the power of your imagination and the power to dream, which is what fuels your purpose, which then fuels you to profit. So with your potential future in mind, you're asked to craft a vision of your desired outcomes, and finally the steps needed to bring them to pass. So when I do my vision, vision casting experience, the Purposeful Next Level Woman Conference, this is what we do. We create the vision for your life. You know, that's the one I was saying that's happening in December. You know, we ask you, you know, discover what's working. That's the appreciating. You dream. The dream is what's possible for you. That's the imagining and the envisioning. And then we help you design it and craft it to what it should be. So you're determining the outcome. And then the final bit is the delivery. What will it be? So this is where you execute and you create. So you discover, you dream, you design, and you deliver. So what's working, what's possible, what should be, and what will be. This we go deep into in other. I'm just giving you that as a bonus tip. It's so important when you're stepping into your purpose and really creating that business that you love. And then some questions that you can ask yourself right now to start is, what have been your best experiences at work? Think about a time when. Think about that. What do you value about yourself, your work, your business? What do you think is the core life-giving factor or value of your life work, which it wouldn't be the same without? For me, it's my heart. I know my heart is so pure. And I'm not tooting my horn. I know my heart is clean. I know when I come here, I'm giving it my all, like no holds barred. And those who are my clients, those who know me, just say the truth. Do you see that, or am I just tooting my horn here? I know that's a part that God has given me, a very big heart. If you had 3 wishes for your business, what would they be? Right? What would they be? Is it about revenue? Is it about impact? Is it about influence? Is it about philanthropy? Think about what those 3 wishes for your business would be. And then think about what achievements that you are proud of. What are you proud of? Apart from money, what makes it worth pursuing your mission? Screenshot this, tag me on Instagram, because these questions are really, really going to help you in your quest for purpose. It's 6 generic questions that will really help you to move, to be able to start profiting from your potential, right? And then in conclusion, thank you so much, Nyambura. You do have a big and pure heart. Thank you so much, Nyambura, for affirming that. Yeah, that's me. I say it because I know that's what it is. And in conclusion, when you monetize your magic and you profit from your potential, it's a really beautiful process of loving and trusting yourself unconditionally while you take daily inspired action towards your desires. Remember, ultimately, at the end of the day, you're coming from a place of heart-centered service, right? And in order to make money, you must invest money. You must continually invest in the one important thing. And this is the thing that I have talked about over and over again today, the knowledge and perception of yourself, and you're not being narcissistic by knowing yourself. I know myself so well because I've taken the time to master myself. And if you have a strong desire to get results quicker, you want to get a mentor that will guide and handhold you in the birthing and activation of your gifts and talents. Make peace with money and abundance. It's very simple when you learn to serve at the highest level. Most people are like, I can't pay that, I can't do the other. But let me tell you that when you understand that you live in an abundant universe and that you will make your money back, and that the best investment you can make is in yourself, you do it without blinking. And then you make yourself available to people who then appreciate your work. And as you give of your time, your energy, and your resources, there's that fair exchange of energy. You give them your knowledge, you give them your gifts, and they pay you. That's the fair exchange, right? Did you get that? So I want to say this: you can make a wish or you can make it happen. So I'm just going to put it in the chat real quickly. Dorothy, thank you so much. Joanne, you're my ride or die coach. I am always inspired. That's very sweet of you, Dorothy. You've been in my world for such a long time, and I'm so grateful for your words. So it's time for Q&A. I'm going to put the link for, no, just let me show this really quickly before we go to Q&A, because this is gonna be helpful. I can see, Sarah, you have a question. Just give me a sec. I just want to show you this 1 second, and anybody else who has a question, please do not hesitate to reach out to me or to put it here, sorry. So I'm going to put it in the chat. So this is the challenge that we are running, the 5-day challenge. It's called the Carriage of a Comfort Challenge. And you can go and read it. I'm going to put the link. It's activating boldness to live what you love. It's time to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Many of us are fearful of our gifts, and I've given you the whole spiel about what to expect. And on this free 5-day challenge, I will really help you unlock your courage, build your confidence, and step into your soul's calling. And on day 1, I'll teach you about why you deserve so much. That's Wednesday 16th. That clocks will have changed. So of course, I deal with a lot of people in the UK, in Europe, East Africa, Africa in general, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, and the US. So if each day you'll see what I'm talking about. So it will go on from the 16th all the way for 5 days, and you can go and see what I'm going to talk about. And of course, you can meet your coach. I'm an experienced life coach and purpose mentor. All my stories there, my social media is there. Go check me out. And I'm going to put the link in the chat right now for you to register if you haven't already. So it's actually, let me just put it there, and then I can answer the questions right away. Yeah. Sorry, sorry, there's a mistake there. It should be slash, not. Just one of you can just confirm that I've typed it right. And I can just put the other link there. Yeah. It's clickable if you want, you can go. All right, so Elizabeth, is it fine?
Yes, we can see the link, and everyone take a screenshot or click on the one that is clickable so you have it saved on your phone. Joanne, that was amazing. Thank you so much for those 10 tips. Guys, everyone, someone drop in the challenge, in the chat box, one of the 10 tips that resonated with you the most.
Exactly. I'd love to hear. And as they type, can I answer Sarah's question?
Yes, please.
Sarah?
Yes, please.
Sarah, please go for it. Sarah, would you like to unmute? Was it a question, or you're raising your hand for something else? Not sure, so.
Yeah.
Anybody with a question? Who has a question, ladies? As we see your takeaways in the chat, I just want to thank you, Elizabeth, for having me.
Hello, I have a question.
Who is it? Who is asking? Please.
Bukola.
Hi, yes. Bukola. Go ahead.
Hello. I have a question. The question is, I'm looking to do my first masterclass in events, and because those are my 2 areas. I have a business in event sector, and I have a business in the property sector.
Yes.
So I'm looking to do my first masterclass in those two areas. So I'm thinking I might need a help on how to. So is there any kind of support from this group, please?
So which one are you doing? Because you need to pick one.
Because I'll be looking to do the events first, but I've got a business, the business running in those two areas. And I know I'm knowledgeable.
The master, Bukola, just 1 second. For the master class, you cannot teach the events and property together. You're teaching
it's going to be
one.
a separate one. It's going to be
Yeah,
separately.
but which is the first one? You have to do one at a time. So
That
which is the one?
Event.
So you want, so what is it about? Just tell me what it is about.
Yeah.
What is the master class about? Just real quick.
The event is about how I
No,
can
no,
help
the master class. The master class.
Yeah, the master class is to teach people how to start their own event business, how to scale their event business, how I did it from zero to thousands of pounds, and how to help people to know that they don't have to have those thousands before the start. How not to make the mistakes that I made when I started growing the business. So those are the things I'm looking to teach in that masterclass. And
so yeah,
I'm listening.
So what's the outcome that you, when they walk out of that masterclass, what do they, because for me, it seems you're very clear on what you want to do. It's very clear. You're very clear who you're speaking to. That's your avatar. People who want to start event planning.
Yes. And
that's very clear to me. So what's the challenge? Like what's the support you need to do the masterclass? Like what's the support you're looking for to get?
See, the support I'm looking for is I've always been a shy person. I know I have lots of it in my head, but now putting it together to be able to put things out in a good way, like what Elizabeth and you have done now, that's brought me into this. I wouldn't naturally have done this. So how for me to be able to put things I have in my head, what I've got as experiences in years, to be able to impact other people, how to get from just being in me to others. That's the challenge.
Yeah. So ladies, where I've asked Bukola those questions, and I want you to get this, is we are getting to the root. It's not about her running the masterclass. What she's looking for is confidence. How can she confidently run the masterclass? That's the root. That's why I asked her all this. Can you please mute? Sorry, I get really distracted by sounds. I need to mute somebody. Thank you so much. So Bukola, to her, she's like, I want help with the masterclass. No, she knows what she's going to teach in the masterclass. But what she's looking for is the confidence to help her to do the masterclass. Is somebody understanding that? Can you write for me if you're getting that? That's what she needs help with. And I want to say, Bukola, for me, I don't do like just one-off classes, like just to teach you to do a masterclass. I coach clients through an entire program and an entire process where I work on your mindset, I work on your confidence, I work on your structure. I don't just do the masterclass. So if you would want to have a quick chat with me, I'm happy to do that, and I can put my calendar link for us to have a non-obligatory chat, but it wouldn't be a one-off. I don't like just have one-off sessions to teach one thing, because it's so much more than what you're saying. And you need to do a lot of marketing for the masterclass. You really need to do, there's so much more other than just saying, I'm going to teach this masterclass. Does that make sense? So if you want to book a call, you can put the link there for you, and for anybody else who would want to have a non-obligatory 30-minute call with me, just to see that if you need any support, and we can see how we can support you if at all. Bukola, does that help you?
Thanks. Yes.
Yeah, it goes beyond just that one session of, oh, let me teach you how to do the masterclass. It's much deeper, right? So it's really getting you into that confidence space. And thank you so much, Elizabeth, for sharing that in the chat. All right. Congratulations, Bukola. The people who are working with you will get such value, because I know the event space. I do events myself, and I'm always like, it's so much work. So we always hire planners and people to help us really do that. But because I've done them quite a few times, I'm able to do my own. But your work, what you're going to teach, is such a resource that is much needed, and really get your niche. So is your event planning. And one of the things I'm like, get your avatar. Is your avatar, are you going to help like coaches who want to run virtual events? Are you going to help people who are going to run, people who want to do wedding events or bridal showers? And it's so much more than just event planning. You really, 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 really have to go to your avatar. And that's important. So don't make it very, very broad. Really go down to that person that you want to serve. Just one second, I need to see something here. Sorry, great session. Thank you so much, Tosin. That's really kind of you. Amazing and practical. That's what we try to create. Not try, that's what we do. Dorothy, if anyone has a widow in their network, you can connect them to me. Yes, please, please. She's giving very good services. Thanks so much, John and Elizabeth. I stumbled into this morning almost by accident. Wow, but via someone's status on WhatsApp, and I call it a God incident, not a coincidence. That's so, wow, that's visibility. That's the power of visibility. And whoever shared it on their stories, God bless you. That is so good. Sarah, I've been here since beginning, but realized it was under iPhone 10. Oh, that's you. All right, got it. She's a photographer, a natural light specialist, focusing on connection, beauty, and light, often brings healing. People often cry on receiving their galleries, high-end quality. I need you, Sarah. Send me a message. I'm always taking, some of you know me, I do brand shots every single year. So I'd love, love, love to connect with Sarah. Clients will receive family heirlooms, art, portraits, weddings, high-end brands currently. Sorry, can't talk. That's okay. Can someone put Sarah's stuff? I'd also want to connect with you. Which part of the UK are you, Sarah? In London? Dorothy, that's awesome. And I'm assuming you're in the, that's a very big assumption. Where are you in this world? Because we have people all over the world here. That's awesome, Dorothy. I'll keep my ears. Okay, today I put my mother's. Oh, today it's 13 years, Dorothy. God bless. And we had her last year. What was happening this time? Because we also had an event on the same day that you had your mom's anniversary.
Yeah, coincidence.
You remember?
What was it? It's a year ago. Yeah.
Oh, may she rest in peace. God bless. And thank you so much for sharing that. And everybody sent a prayer for Dorothy, because I know these days are not easy to cope. You know, it brings so many things. Thank you for all who get it. Confidence to do the masterclass. That's it. Yeah. We love God. Yes, yes. And please follow Elizabeth Wealth from Little. She's such an asset. Sarah's work is amazing. Please share your IG. Yes, Sarah, please put, and yeah, so let me get Sylvia's question, and then but before I take Sylvia's question, can I hand over to you for just 2 minutes, because I need to let my cleaner out?
Yes, of course.
Can you just take Sylvia's question, and if she needs me, I'll answer, but I just need to let my cleaner out, please. Elizabeth, just ask Sylvia, please ask Elizabeth the question, and she can answer it. I'll be back in a second.
So, okay, Sylvia, would you like to say your question out, or would you like to type it out?
Can you hear me?
Can you? Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi, Sylvia. Good to see you.
Morning. Sorry, I can't have my camera on at the moment.
It's okay.
So my question is, thank you so much for both of you for organising the class, first of all. My question is, I've managed to do 2 free webinars for mums last week and this week. However, I've not had any sign-ups for the offer that I've made. And I don't know whether it's because of how I'm talking about it, or whether it was just the wrong people on the webinar. So any advice on that?
Right. Okay. Well, I haven't seen the webinar. How many people signed up?
So I had 6 people show up for each.
So 6 people came on. Sometimes, and Joanne will shed more light into this, but sometimes from my experience, it's sometimes has to do with numbers. It's a numbers game. So there's a percentage of people that usually turn up to an event that turns into a lead and then turns into a paying client. So sometimes it's a numbers game. Sometimes you just have to keep doing it and have it more and more and more people. So that's where the marketing comes in, and as you increase your base, you may start having more numbers, and then the right people will see. Another thing that it can be is that sometimes people, like, Joanne mentioned the know, like, and trust. So if these are people that are completely new to your world, they may be building up on that knowing and the liking before they get to the trust, where they now decide to work with you. And for you, you may want to, one way that I look at things like that is by thinking of myself. Where have I signed up for a program and not gone further if I needed the help? And then I use myself as an example and say, okay, I wanted to do this. I signed up for this webinar, but I didn't, take on the program. And why didn't I do that? And when you ask yourselves that question, you might start realizing some things that you can now tweak in your masterclass, because usually people have questions. People sometimes have questions about things. And the reason why people don't sign up are usually one of two things, I think. In my experience, it's either they don't have, actually one of three things. They don't have certainty in you as the person to help them, or they don't have certainty in they love you, but they're not sure that that program or that container is the way that can help them, or they don't have certainty in themselves, in their ability to actually do the work, to actually achieve the results. So they love you, they love your program, but they're not sure that they can actually have the results even if you help them. So in your marketing, if you answer those three questions, why you are the best person, why the program structured the way it is the best way, and why you believe that they can achieve their dreams with your help, that sometimes puts things to rest. Does that make sense? And Joanne will come and highlight this, but does that make sense, Sylvia?
Yeah, it does.
So Joanne, Sylvia's question was, she's run 3 programs, 3 master webinars, and no one has signed up. And she's wondering what could be going wrong. Recently, she's run them recently, all 3.
Sylvia, how many people have turned up for the webinar? I'm just out of each of them.
It was twice and it was 6 each time.
How many?
6 each time.
Yeah, I want to say something. It's also a numbers game. And I think because I had a bit of what Elizabeth was saying, but I also want to let you know that this is a numbers game. We work from webinars, we work with a conversion of up to 4%. So do for me, can someone do for me 4% of 6 people? So it's not you, it's the numbers also. And also how, if that is your avatar, are they your avatar, or is it people just coming to support you? Because many people come to my webinar and they're like, oh, I just came to support you. That's not my clients. So is the person in the webinar your ideal client? Can someone do for me? I really want you to do for me and even a really good conversion rate would be 7%. What would be 7% of 6 people? Is 0.42 of a person. So we need to get your numbers. I don't know if I got that right. Elizabeth is the numbers person. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Great. Yes, I believe it's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you need to do, 2 things, is number 1, we also have to be very, very clear on the people coming to the webinar as well. So if everybody in my webinar is my dad, my uncle, my cousin, even though there are 50 of them, do you think they will sign up for my program? Are they my ideal clients? They're not, they're coming to support me, and that used to happen a lot. And I had to tell them, you guys, you don't have to come and support me. I'm talking to a certain person, you're not my ideal client, and with a lot of love. Because my ideal client is the person that I'm coming to speak to there. And if I have all these other people, they're confusing me, They're calling you pet names there in the chat. They're bringing in family dynamics, and I'm like, it's just, don't come, please. Don't sign up. I'm cool, right? Getting the right people into your webinar, number one, is important. And how does that come in, Sylvia? Through your messaging. Your messaging has to be so clear. Like when we were speaking about profiteering from your potential. If that's you, it's you. We have to be very clear with your words. Do you want to make money out of your gifts, make money out of your talents? Do you want to launch a side business when you're still in your corporate job? The words that we use, like when I come here for the 3-day, what do you call it? The one I'm doing, what is it called, Elizabeth? 5-day challenge, right?
Courage over comfort.
Sorry, courage over comfort challenge, right? By the time I'm speaking to you and you come to this site, that's why it's clear and succinct. This is the outcome here. Look at this. 5 free days to unlock your courage. Do you want to unlock your courage? If that's you, yes, you're in. Do you want to build your confidence? Do you want to step into your soul's calling? That's messaging. 3 succinct points. So when someone reads that, they're like, that's me. And that's the person I want to join the webinar. And then use your networks, use the people that know you, people who you have served, to also pass on the word. So like I have clients here who are in my 100-day sprint and so many other of my programs. And I tell them, could you invite 5-10 people into this? Even for this program today, I shared it in all my groups, Dorothy, and some of you in my groups, and you're like, you came in there, Dorothy sent me a message literally when we were logged in. And she's like, I can't find the Zoom, right? Why? Because I was very clear. Guys, come. You have to tell people what to do. People need to be given what we call a call to action. People don't know what to do. So you have to tell people, please, as you come for my webinar, invite 2 or 3 friends who are this type of person based on your messaging. Right? So you're not doing anything wrong, Sylvia. What is happening is that your numbers for the webinar need to go up. They really need to go up. That way, it's a numbers game, this thing. It's a numbers game. That way, the likelihood of the people signing up will come, the more the numbers come up with your ideal client. All right. Sylvia, on top of what Elizabeth said to you, does that help you? Because the thing I was going to say is a bit more complex, because all that I've said is about lead generation, which is a bit more complex, and I don't want to go into that right now. But you really also have to have a really solid lead generation strategy, how to get people into your world. It's so
yes. Sylvia said yes, it
okay,
does.
good. All right, Sylvia, thank you so much, and I'm glad that it helped. Miss Dorothy,
we've got a question in the chat while you were waiting.
Okay, let me answer the one in the chat after Dorothy, because she's had her hand up for a while.
All right,
Joanne.
Hi, Dorothy.
Hi, I was going to ask a question. Because 6 people came to each of her sessions, is it just a matter of perseverance? There's 6 today, 6 next week or whatever, but it is going to go up. Is it kind of like, do we just keep pushing forward and not getting distracted by the small numbers, because it will convert? I would just like to hear your view on that.
Yes, 100%. And another thing that I would do, and this is why I'm saying this lead generation work is also important, is the 6 who came last week, maybe the 6 who came this week, but there are some who didn't come. Do you understand what I mean? Like whenever we run webinars, you don't get a 100% attendance. The ones who didn't attend, invite them for the next one. Like, for example, today's event, Adiola, she thought it was going to be yesterday. She's like, is there going to be a replay? So the first thing we're going to do, Elizabeth, is when this is done, Elizabeth will send the replay, and we're going to have the replay available for a certain number of hours, right? So that when we hold the next one, the ones who did not attend live will do whatever it is they can. But I want to say, there's absolutely no way you can be able to succeed in entrepreneurship if you're not perseverant. I always say this, and I'm so happy, Dorothy, that you brought that up, is I started with 1 client, just the one, and it took a few weeks before I signed up, and then 1 became 2, like that. And as I said, Rome was not built in a day, and we should never despise the days of humble beginnings. I had a chat the other day, and I was telling one of my clients on our call, and I was telling her, I have some nostalgia when I didn't have such a, big audience or this number of clients, because I knew everybody in my world. I knew everybody. Now I don't. And I'm like, oh, am I missing some people because I don't know them? And I want to know them. So please do not despise the days of humble beginnings. Those 6, love on them, nurture them, really be the best coach that you can be for them. Eventually, they will sign up. And even if they don't take the paid programs, they will be references for you. I have a client, should I call her client? Former client, right? Who attends all my events, but she's never paid for a full program. But every event I run, paid or not, she will attend. And what astounds me about this particular person is that she has never invested in the programs, but sends to me so many people who spend multiple thousands of pounds on my programs. Am I complaining? Not at all. Why? Because she probably does not need me for that, but she knows people who will benefit from that. And that's why you need to keep your connections tight. Are you guys getting this? Keep your connections tight. Not everybody, there's someone in the waiting room. Not everybody, the fact that they do not buy your program is not a bad thing. They are getting from you what they need from you, but they always give a good word for you. And that's what truly counts. Not everybody's meant to be a paying client. Not everybody's meant. No, some are just meant to be in your life to get the free content and to support you. And that's perfectly fine. But the ones who are meant to pay will pay. And they will also give good references for you. Just keep going. Just don't stop. All right. Any other question, my loves?
Yes. So Sarah has a question on what if your current clients are not your ideal avatar?
I've been there. I love that question. And then you'll read for me the other one, okay? That's a very good question. So you need to go back to your avatar. You really need to go back to who it is that you're attracting. One of the things someone said, there's a conversation I run a WhatsApp group, it's called Salt and Light. And someone in Salt and Light asked what's one of the biggest mistakes that I made. And I'm going to read it for you, Sarah, because that's the mistake. I worked with clients at the beginning, and that's okay, especially at the beginning of any journey, who were not fully vested in the process. Clients who are coming to you to do the work for them, right? And I sat down with my client, with my coach at the time, and I said to her, I seem to be attracting, tire kickers, people who are just coming, for free stuff. And I'm wondering what's happening here. And she said to me, Joanne, you have to upgrade your ideal clients. And how does an upgrade of an ideal client come? By also how you position yourself. If you position yourself as everybody's best friend, and I'm not saying that's what you are, that people come to you and, they're like another one, I share this and people laugh. People would think I'm their best friend initially when I was new, because I'm very friendly. So they would come and tell me all their marital problems. They would come and tell me all the problems they have. Do I choose from boyfriend A, B, C, or D? So they relegated me to a friend zone. They didn't see me as an expert. They didn't see me as the person that, do you understand what I mean? Some did, but some just did not take me that seriously. And what I did is I had to change my posture. I know my stuff. I am extremely brilliant. And I'm not saying this, like to impress. Sarah, you know your stuff. You're an expert. You don't have time to waste. So when you upgrade yourself and you position yourself like that, that's exactly how your people will receive you. So you need to ask yourself, where am I attracting these tire kickers? Is it in my messaging? Are you giving too many mixed messages as well? Like sometimes how you package your products. People take you as like, let me give you an example. Like when I run, there's some things I charge like $26, $27. And one time someone asked me, but that's not your fee. And I'm like, yeah, because this is just, I'm not going to do a free masterclass. I'm going to charge $27 for the masterclass, but it's going to lead on to something else. So being so clear on your price points and people seeing you as a premium client, as a premium service provider, but you have to show that. So that also comes in your branding, in your graphics, in how you communicate, right? Before, people would just call me and tell me, I want to have a discovery call with you. I don't do that. You book it through my calendar. I'm not willy-nilly picking calls. I don't do that. I have a very rigid schedule for how I take calls, right? And when I'm on these calls, there's a structure that I have the calls. It's not a social call. You know, there's a time a lady contacted me and said, I just wanted to hear if you're a real person. I'm like, I'm a real person. Bye. Nice to have to chat. Because I knew what it is. People can waste your time, but you have to know at the end of the day, who are you serving and what is the outcome that you're going to give them, and be very firm with that. So your rebrand actually is a good start. And as Nyambura has offered to you, or you're in Greater London, hold on. Yeah, you position yourself like that. Do you have and even like for your packages as well? I did a photo shoot last year, and interestingly, her name is Sarah as well. She had very what are they called? Like very, very clear packages. Like there was like a 2-hour Photoshop studio only, and it was a photo shoot, this amount. And then there was another one which was like more premium, and then there was another VIP one where it had all these perks. Of course, I went for that one. So do you have tiers that people can work with you as well? So like the VIP one was, I choose my location, so she'll come to me wherever it is. So she came to me here in Northamptonshire. It's only 45 minutes, 1 hour drive from London, but she drove down. It took her 1 hour. I chose my hotel. I booked my hotel room. I picked my outfits, and we used that whole day for her to take my photo shoots in and around the area. So we drove from the venue, the hotel, to different venues for the shoots, different areas for the shots around there, because I booked her for the premium package for the whole day. Does that make sense? So look at those type of packages for yourself as well, because a buying client is a buying client. You don't need to convince them. All they need to do is to know that they're going to get what they're paying for. And Nobu, I help people gain clarity and become unstuck during their career life transitions. Right now, I'm creating an online course, particularly for healthcare workers, because that is the largest group of people who randomly found me and asked me how to pivot. Now, I would want to know, out of curiosity, are those your people? And sorry, Sarah, let me know if I have answered your question. It's just that I saw that as well, and I thought to check. Let me know, Sarah, if that helps you. And I want to touch on Nobu's for 1 second. Adiola, yes, Sylvia, encourage you to keep looking to the Lord. Yes, keep on doing, and conversion will happen. A lady that signed up for my challenge did not attend, and 6 months later contacted me when she got fans. Never give up. Okay, I understand this. Yes, where you're attracting the tire kickers. I'm about to rebrand. My website is down, and I have been wrestling. When your website is down, it's not the only way they can reach you. Please use your socials. People hardly go to my website anymore. They follow me on Instagram and they follow me on Facebook. Like, our website is not what it used to be back in the day. People can get so much out of you from your socials, your reels, your stories. That's enough for you to be able to actually run a business full time. Like, even without my what do you call it? Without my website right now, I'm cool. You know what I do. That's cool. That's how we bring in clients. Separating professional and personal. I'm very good with my boundaries. Very good. But I also have a lot of leeway for my clients as well. Sarah, okay, all right. I'm happy that was helpful for you. So for me, what I feel for you, Sarah, is that it's a bit more about upgrading your ideal client, getting rid of the tire kickers, and really setting your packages to be in such a way that they attract the client who is ready and willing to invest in quality photography. Because based on what you shared, I'm your ideal client. You know, I'm like, I read it and I'm like, that's me, right? Where was it? I'm trying to scroll up. She said something really cool. And I'm like, that's me. And I'm gonna find it. Any other questions, ladies? I love Q&A time. Where is Sarah's thing? If you find it, Elizabeth, let me know. I'm really scrolling. Oh dear. Have you found it? I'm scrolling. You know, when you look for the thing is when you don't.
For it.
Me too. Ladies, please ask away. I love Q&A because it helps other people. And no question is too.
Okay, I found it. So
okay, what
she's a photographer, a natural light specialist. She
okay,
so
say slowly. Say slowly.
A natural light specialist.
That's for me. Okay, the next thing.
Focusing on connection, beauty
That's
and
me.
light.
That's me.
Often brings healing.
That's me.
People often cry on receiving their galleries.
That's me. I always cry when I get my photos.
High-end quality. And clients will receive family heirlooms, art, portraits, weddings, high-end brands.
High-end brands.
So she does portraits, she does weddings, and she works with high-end brands currently. I think that's what she meant. Yeah.
Again, Sarah, I'm not going to get into your business right now, but I'd want you to niche on who you want to serve, because that's really broad. And that might also be a big problem, because we also say that when we are too broad, people won't buy. You know, a confused buyer will not buy. You may want to really specialize on who you want to serve. Again, as I'm saying, I don't know much about your business, so I can't really give you a solution for that, but that's just what I felt. That's just what came in my spirit, that you need to narrow down.
Agree. She says, I completely agree.
I know we are almost going to this 2-hour mark. Any other questions? Because I know it's a Saturday. So Sarah, I'm happy that helps. We are almost about to finish. You're welcome. You're so welcome, Sylvia. Always happy to help. So there are two things that I would want to mention is that you are with two professionals here. And I want to really honor Elizabeth greatly for the person that she's been, not only in my life, but also for the wealth of knowledge that she brings into the financial space. You cannot be broke if you work with Elizabeth as a financial coach, but also the structure that she brings. I had a big problem, you know, organizing my personal, and it took me really long. And one of the solutions that I came up with came much later. And Elizabeth, I told you the solution that I did about consolidating the companies, right? Do you remember? Mm-hmm. And sometimes you go to a coach and you think you're going to get all the answers at that time, but not always. Sometimes you can just be, you know, finish the program and then a light bulb comes. But where did the light bulb come from? It came from an activation that you got through working with that person. Does that make sense? So for me, I just want to say this, and I really wanted to talk to Nobu. Nobu, I'm going to come to you just now. So I want to say this. The financial coaching space is one of the most lucrative spaces that is there, but we have very few financial coaches in my world. I can really say that I really feel that they have the heart and the soul for the thing that they're doing, and Elizabeth is one of them. So if you're not following Elizabeth, please follow her. And and you guys know, I'm very careful who I invite to speak on my stages. Elizabeth will be on my stage on December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th when I'm running my Purposeful Next Level Woman Conference. It's a virtual conference. If you want to hear more about it, please contact me on Instagram. I'm actually going to be doing a flash sale in the current week. It's going to be like a no negotiable rate. So if you're feeling like you really want to tap into the energy of Elizabeth, tap into my energy, tap into the energy of Nyambura, who will be speaking on personal branding and all that. We'll have amazing speakers. I'm having one of, an Amazon bestseller writer. He accepted. I won't name him. I sent him a message on Instagram with so much boldness and courage. I didn't even know him. And I'm like, I would love you to come and speak at my conference. And he's like, okay, can we talk? And I told him, here's my number, let's talk. And I quickly ordered his book from Amazon, got it the next day before we had our call. You also have to be really smart. And I made sure I had read a lot of the book so that by the time we were on the call, I knew what his book is about and why I want him to come for my conference. And let me tell you what, he told me he doesn't speak in stages of less than a certain number. and mine I knew is far less than that. But he said the confidence I came with and the fact that I came to him having known who he is and what he does, he's like, it's a no-brainer, Joanne. I will speak at your event. So he's coming to speak on mindset. And then I have one of my amazing clients coming to Uni. She's going to be speaking to us on health. I'm going to be speaking on purpose and vision and building your business. So let me tell you what, you guys are in. You're in for a treat. But as I always say, you have to be in that space where you allow yourself to receive as well, right? Allow yourself to receive. And yes, that's the Courage Over Comfort. Sign up for the challenge. It's starting on November 16th to 20th. All you need is 1 hour a day. So I wanted to talk to Nobu before we finish. Nobu said something earlier, and I'm going to see. She said, I help people gain clarity and become unstuck during their clear life transitions. Right now, I'm creating an online course, particularly for health workers, because that is the largest group of people who randomly, quote unquote, found me and asked me how to pivot. And then she said, the healthcare workers are from the career I've pivoted from, so not necessarily my group. That's your breakthrough right now, Nobu. You are talking to the wrong people because they randomly found you, and you won't be passionate about it because that's not your area. But you've said, look what you've just said. My group is women who are called by God to pivot. So leave those healthcare people. Let them be served by someone else who wants to serve healthcare. Esther is here. Esther is in the healthcare space. Let Esther serve the healthcare people. You serve the ones who you're saying called by God to pivot. Let me give you an example. When I was leaving my job with the UN, everybody thought I'm crazy. People thought, who does that? I had reached the top of my career. I was being paid really well. I was back home in Kenya. I came to this country because of marriage. But when I was back home I'm from Kenya originally, people are like, who leaves the UN? Who does that? Including my husband, Elizabeth knows him. And he's like, why would you leave your job? Like, we can make it work. We can make it work, you know? And I'm like, I ain't doing no long distance marriage. I did a long distance relationship, right? People were scared for me. Like, will I lose my relevance when I walk out of the UN? Because my identity, even for me, was held by that UN job. Dishing out, you know, when you go to a party and you're dishing out your business card and it says regional, blah, 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 those titles, United Nations Federal Credit Union, Joanne Muturi. It gave me something, it boosted me, and I felt a lot of my identity was there. But let me tell you what, when I left that job, God humbled me like I've never been humbled before. My identity is not in any job, neither is it in this business. This business, he has blessed it greatly. He has blessed this business exceedingly abundantly beyond my wildest thoughts and imagination. But he had to strip me down to my identity. Who are you outside of those titles? Who are you outside the title of a wife? Who are you outside the title of the UN? Who are you outside the title of daughter? Who are you? And I had to go back to the drawing board. My identity in him first before I could have my identity with the world. And that is the work that you're doing, Nobu, right there. Before these women, you know, these women who are called by God to pivot, they are suffering, they're going through an identity crisis. That's your messaging. Speak to their identity. Speak to all these conflicting thoughts that are going through their head. Speak to the things that they're worried about. Will they lose their, like me, I felt so guilty. Like, do I look ungrateful? Who leaves a UN job? People are praying for jobs every day. People are sending me messages. Can you give me your job? Like, tell your boss I want your job. I'm like, I can't do that. There's a whole hiring process. Those are the people you should be speaking to. Nobu, does that help you? Just let me unmute yourself. Is it helping you? Because I really wanted to speak to that because that was me.
Yes.
Hi. Is that helpful?
Yes, so much. Especially what you've just said now, because I had to go through the exact same process. And having learned the steps, and now I'm writing part of the book or a book about it. And God is like, okay, now you help the next. Now you've got the tools. I've given you the tools. I've given you the training. I'm bringing the courses to you that you should attend. Now help the next. And I think that's where I've struggled because I okay. When do I just go out there publicly and say, okay, this is what I do now? So I do it quietly. I've been helping a lot of people quietly on this. Yeah, I haven't shown up
I want to
social
know,
media.
when you're helping them quietly, are they paying you?
That's the problem.
No, answer that. No, before you say the problem.
No.
Are they paying you, yes or no?
No.
Okay. So do you want that to change, or you're happy doing it for free?
No, I need it to change.
Book a call. That needs to change.
I will.
You need to be paid for it. Elizabeth, please put for me the link for the call so that she can book her call, because there's something there you can easily make money out of it. And I can sense, that when you want to serve, and a heart-centered person, sometimes it's hard to charge, but we have to change that. You need to be paid for the services. You're not running a charity. Okay. Is it a hobby? Is it a hobby that you're pursuing?
No, this is a full-time what God has called me to do.
Your call. God has called. He says that your gift shall take you before great men.
Wow, yes.
Your gifts are not meant to be put in obscurity. Yes. What's the word you said? I thank God I've forgotten it, but you said something. I do it in the. What did I do it? What? Privately. What was the word you said? That has to change. We just book a call. I could talk into that a lot here, but that's my jam. Why? Because these are the clients I work with who want to build their confidence, who really want to step into their soul's calling, and who want to get the activation for boldness into doing what God put them here to do. And remember, at the end of the day, your gifts, as I said, will bring you before great men, and your gifts will make room for you. Your gifts are there for you to be paid, and paid handsomely.
Yes.
We are not here to receive crumbs. We are not here to sit. Do you remember that guy, Jonathan's son? What was his name? That had name. You know the one. Yeah, the one who the nurse was looking for him to prompt him when they were running away, and he became crippled. That's one of my favorite characters in the Bible, because when he was brought to David, you remember what he said? How can you even look at a dog like me? I don't know how to say that name, Diola, even if it's Mephibosheth. I like his story. And David said, I made a promise, I made a pact with my best friend, your dad, Jonathan, and David brought him to feast at the table with him. And he sat on the table all the days of his life under the king. And that's where many of us are. We are like Mephibosheth, that name. You forget who you are. You're not there to eat crumbs. You're not meant to be a measly beggar. You're not meant to be there surviving. You're meant to be thriving. And the king is calling you to himself. The king is calling you right now and saying, come to my table, dine with me. I made a pact with you that I want you to live the abundant life. In John 10:10, I came to give you life and life in abundance. I did not call you here to live a measly poverty-riddled life where you're begging. You're not a beggar. You are feasting from the buffet that the Lord has provided for you, but you have to say yes to the invitation. Mephibosheth, so that name, was almost rejecting it. It's like, how can you even look at a dog like me? I'm rephrasing those things. Someone look for it and put the passage here for someone to read after this. I'm going to read it again for myself later today. But I want to speak to somebody right now. Do not allow yourself to be less than God put you here to be because of fear or because you think that you don't have a position. For me, when I step out, I step out the way I am. I can say, let me step out if I'm 15 kilos less, or I could step out if my skin was a different color. People have excuses for all things. The way I am is the way I am. Yeah. These cheeks will not change. This neck will not. The way I am is the way I can change it. So take it or leave it. If I'm not the coach for you, look for the one who is for you, who looks a certain way. But this is the package. And this package is the package God has created to serve. And I take it the way it is, and I'm happy. So you do it for yourself like that. Be bold. Your people are there. Your people are waiting for you. And that was not just for Nobu, it was for somebody else who is listening. Be bold. Be courageous. Do your thing. It's your thing. Nobody can do it better than you. So do it. Over to you, Elizabeth, as we wind up.
Joanne, that was for me. If it wasn't for anyone else, that was for me. Thank you so much, Joanne, for such an amazing, power-packed, value-packed session. And thank you all, everyone, for waiting to the end. I trust that you all found huge value in this, and now you have seen your profit potential, and you now know the 10 steps that you need to turn your purpose, your passion into a profitable business. You have the link to book a call with Joanne if you do need help. You have the link to join her 5-day challenge, which I absolutely encourage you to join. It is going to be so impactful. If you liked what Joanne just did here just today, this morning, imagine having her for every day for 5 days. So definitely book it now. Definitely book it now. Thank you, Adela, for the chat.
And remember, we talked about visibility. Share with 5 friends, 3 friends. Don't come to the challenge on your own. That is visibility. Nobu, invite 5 friends. Adiola, invite 6 friends. Esther, 20. Invite them.
Exactly.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, exactly. And be like how any founders by God, coincidence.
I know. And even Dorothy was on it. She's like, what's the Zoom link? I want to join. And I was already in here.
Yeah.
And really quick, as
people looking at your WhatsApp messages, Joanne. Otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for picking up my message.
Oh, no, you're welcome. Of course, you are meant to be, and God made me see your message real quickly. And Elizabeth, just Adiola has put where I was talking about it, 2 Samuel 9:1-13. Ladies, take that. But I'll also ask Elizabeth, when you finish just what you're saying, to please pray for the ladies. And I'm gonna also finish with a prayer, because I can feel in my spirit right now that there's someone who needs that prayer, that activation that I'm talking about for boldness, that activation for really doing the thing without caring about what other people say. Because let me tell you what, you and God are a majority. When he gave you that vision and he gave you that, it wasn't a conference call. He didn't call you and your sister-in-law and your brother-in-law on that other side, and John across the street, and Roger, who runs the corner shop. He didn't call all those people when he was assigning you. He spoke to you. It wasn't a conference call. He spoke to you. So you only know you're the only one who can take possession of your gifts. You're the only one who can take personal responsibility for the things that he has given you. Nobody can do it for you. Not even my husband. He sits here, he hears me talking, and he's like, oh, only you can do that. Yes, because it wasn't a conference call. It was for me. It was me and God. So even though, we partner with our partners in purpose, there's also your own individual calling, which you must do for yourself. That when you go to God, the first thing that when you die, the first thing that you're going to be asked is, the first question is around what? Your salvation. Did you know me? Did you have that personal relationship with me? And the second question is that I gave you these gifts and talents. What did you do with them? For me, I'm ready. I'll be like, I did everything I could, and I can't wait to receive my crown. Good and faithful servant Joanne, you did what I put you to do. And here is your crown. Receive it. I cannot wait to receive my crown. Are you ready to receive your crown? Today, go after it. Know that at the end of the day, it's not about life here on earth. There's also eternity, and that eternity requires you to really make the most of your days here on earth, and do them with wisdom, with purpose, and with a plan, not recklessly. All right? And I'm done.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Joanne. And that was so powerful, because at the end of the day, yes, like ultimately we are moving somewhere. So that was so powerful. And I'll say a quick prayer for everyone. Father, Lord God, we just give you thanks and we give you praise for every single person here right now. We thank you for the gifts and talents that you have put inside of us. We thank you because you've called us to be fruitful with the gifts and talents you've put inside of you. Thank you because you've called us to multiply, to subdue it, and to actually take dominion in the industries and the areas and in the communities and in the sectors that you have put us in. We thank you because of your power that is working in us, because it is not us, it is you who's working in us, and you are helping us to achieve what you've called us to do. We thank you again because your word lets us know that you've called us to be kings and priests on this earth while we are here in this lifetime. And we will do that through the gifts and the talents and the opportunities that you have given to us. We thank you because we will continue to take action. We will continue to implement. We will not be like the servant who hid his talents, but we will grow our talents, we'll multiply it, we will cause it, and we will experience increase even in this time, in the mighty name of Jesus. And I decree for every one of us here that as you take action in the midst of fear, in the midst of challenges, in the midst of self-doubt, as you take action, that God will continue to increase you. He will bring you divine helpers. He'll bring you burden carriers. He will bring you people that will help you transition and move to the next level. And you will continue to experience level after level after level, from glory to glory, from height to height. You will keep going forward. You will never go back. You will not have any roller coaster experiences in your life or in your business where you are going up 1 minute and down the next and up the next and down the next. When you come against any roller coaster, it's left for the theme parks. Your life will be like a staircase to heaven where you will keep going higher and higher and higher in the mighty name of Jesus. In Jesus' name I have prayed. Amen. Amen.
Amen. No more feast and famine. No more struggle. Now it's that staircase, the success staircase, SS. We are walking in that SS, success staircase, all for his glory.
I love it. Joanne, do you have any last words before we end?
Yeah, if you're not honoring your purpose, you are suffocating your soul. That's it. You're not honoring your purpose. Okay, that's my life mantra. That's what I speak about. But Elizabeth, just out of curiosity, are they going to get this as a recording?
Yes, if you registered, you're getting it as a recording.
Yeah, if you registered, you're getting this recording. Yeah, so it's one that I want to watch again and again. And I thank you so much for your generosity that you're going to give us the recording. So I look forward to receiving that as well. And yeah, I'm happy, ladies. It's just been awesome. And I just want to thank each one of you again. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you, Adiola. Thank you, Bukola. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Bemisola.
Thank you.
Bemisola. Thank you, Marina. Thank you, Nike. Thank you, Nobu. Thank you, HFN. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Tosin. And thank you, Kowi. It's been such a delight being with each one of you. And I know some jumped out. I know it's a Saturday, people have stuff to do, but you guys stayed to the end. And we give you so, so much. You know, we are really grateful, right? I know you could be doing anything on a Saturday, but you're here. So yeah, thank you. And Elizabeth, again, honor to you. So much love. You know, I'll definitely, we'll jump on a call just to touch base, but thank you everybody. And I hope to see many of you in the challenge, and I hope to see many of you what's in whatever Elizabeth is holding next. We're looking forward to, there's something that she and I are working on the back end, and we'll definitely announce it to you all when it's ready. Some behind the scenes stuff that we are working on. When the time is right, we're going to share it. So, and thank you so much for all the thank yous in the chat. We are really, really grateful, really, really grateful. And those who booked their calls, I look forward to talking to you. And on the socials as well, I call them on the virtual streets. When you bump onto me in the virtual streets, waves a big hi to me on the virtual street.
High five.
And that's it. May God keep healing and refreshing you. That's honestly, I need that. And may God continue to bless you. So that's it, Elizabeth. Is that it?
Yes, that is it. Thank you so much, Joanne, again. I appreciate you. I love you so much. You are a dear friend. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm pouring out, so much value on us. I have been so blessed. And I know from the chat, everyone is just pointing out their thank yous as well. So thank you very much. And thank you to everyone. It has been amazing. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. November 16 for the courage over comfort. See you.
Yeah, November 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, and you don't need to take time off work. It's 1 hour a day for those 5 days, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
See ya, bye.
Bless you all.